Okay, let's do this. So we're going to start off with just some squats where the bum just touches the seat behind you. So this is on a normal size seat. If you look in the box, you'll see I'm using the edge of a seat so I don't have to go so low. Now, if that's way too easy, of course, you could always go to a very much lower seat, as I am now in the box, and that makes it harder. The key is you feel your muscles working, you're not feeling your knees. If you feel any pain in your knees, then I would stop the exercise or not go quite so low. And then let's just rep it out. We're almost done to the next exercise. All right. Now we're just going to come here. We're just going to bend from the waist. It's a straight leg deadlift. I'm close enough to touch onto the sofa, you can see. And then we just bend from here. Now, most people feel this in the hamstrings, the glutes. So it's sort of half an exercise and half a stretch. The way to make it harder is to lean more onto your toes so your head is further forward while not allowing your heels coming off the floor. All right, now on to some wall push-ups. Find a wall and start pushing into it. Now, if you need to make it easier, just take your feet closer towards the wall. That makes it much easier. Now, for some people, that will not be hard enough. So in that case, you need to then find a lower surface. So you can see in the box, I'm using the edge of a seat. And let's just keep repping them in. Now, if that's too easy on the edge of the seat, as you can see in the box, you can go lower again. I can go into the middle of the seat. And then, of course, if it's still too easy, you can always go onto the floor. All right, the next exercise, we're doing a band pull. So if you've got a band, let's just bend over slightly and start pulling it apart. If you see in the box in the corner, you'll see how to make it harder by just putting your hands closer towards the middle. And then we just pull it apart, pull it apart. Now, of course, you might not have a band, so what you can do is just get a towel. So just get a towel and just pull it apart as so. You won't move the towel, but you'll still be working the muscles. That's it. Put the effort in, get the reps going, make it slightly challenging. On this next exercise, we're just freestanding, going up on two calves. That's it. Now, if you find your balance is very poor, then be close enough to touch onto something. But we should just be going up, getting the calf muscles working a little bit on the balance. That's it. The faster you go, the more you'll burn those calves out. Really try and focus on using your toes if you're doing this barefoot like I am. Okay, the next exercise, we're into a split squat position here. So I'm touching on for balance, and then I'm just going to go down slightly. Now, you might find that's too hard, so you might want to go to a longer stance, as you can see in the box, and not go quite so low. Now, other people find it too easy, so you want to go a shorter stance and just stay in the lower zone. Now, the key on all these, you shouldn't feel in your knees. It should just be the muscles, the thighs, the bum. If you feel in the knees, don't go so low or go longer. And if you can't get it away from the knees, then we just need to stop the exercise. Good, let's change sides. So same thing. Again, if you're doing your bare feet, really focus on pushing through your big toe of the front leg, keeping the inside heel down of the front leg, and then just squatting up and down. Remember, it's fine to grab off a balance. And the key thing is the muscles work, but the knee, you do not feel it in any of the knees. You may often find one side is much better than the other, so take a note of that for future sessions when you do this. All right, now I'm going to come onto the wall again, but we're not doing a push-up, we're doing a one-arm raise. So feet as they are, and then just lift your right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. And you should feel it in the midsection. Now this is way too easy, you can always go lower onto a sofa as you can see in the box, or even onto the floor. Now the key of this exercise is that your body doesn't move. So if you look in the box, I'm shifting side to side. This is almost like a dance, and I'm not actually making the midsection work. You need to be rigid, and the wider your hands go, the harder this exercise becomes. And you just want to work that midsection. Okay, next exercise, we're back to that split stance position we were in a minute ago, but now we're just doing a bend from the waist, a straight leg deadlift. Again, you can hold on for balance, but you should feel this come into the upper hamstring and the bum. You don't want to be too long. You don't want a long stance like you can see in the box. That's too long. You want a narrow stance, and the back foot is very ballet toe. And again, if you find it quite easy, then you want to stay down in that lower zone. And the more you shift your head forwards, the harder it gets. So we're swapping legs, swap legs. Same principles, Big toe of the front leg, inner heel of the front leg stays down. The more you shift your weight forwards, and then you just bend from the waist and feel that hamstring. If you're feeling your back, your knees, stop the exercise. Should just be in the muscles, always in the muscles. And then we're going to move on to some little jumps. So hold on, bring it close to a sofa so you can balance his touch and do a little bit of a pulse jump. Not as high as you can jump, but just a little pulse jump. Now this feels easy. Of course, you can come away from the sofa and jump as high as you can. The key on this, you shouldn't feel it in your knees. If you feel it in the knees, you need to stop the exercise. It's all about just the muscles working. Then we're going to come on to some one-armed, one-legged calf raise. So it's holding on for balance. And then we're just going to go up and push through. Now, if you feel this is really easy, then of course you can let go and just do as a freestanding one, but that is much harder. I'm here for the burn, so I'd hold on and just get the burn. And then we're going to change legs and really focus on pushing through your toes. So if you are in barefoot especially, then focus on using your big toe, pushing through that, as that really helps the strength of the foot and the overall balance of the body. You should feel the calf burning a little bit and a bit of balance going on. And then finally, we're going to go on to some sit to stand. So what you want to do is find a seat, then literally sit down, take your weight off, stand back up. Sit down, stand back up. And that is how we work it. Now, if it's too easy what we're doing there, go on to a lower seat, as you can see in the box. Same thing, sit down, relax, stand back up. And then another way to make it harder is to do it with one leg. So you sit down on the seat, use the right leg to come up, sit down on the seat, use the left leg to come up, and as so forth. That makes it much more challenging. You can even go low onto the seat to make it even harder again. Okay, we're finished. Well done.